The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Conor Commentary, a hilarious take on news, politics, sports, and current events. It's time to buckle up. Here's Conor.
All right, guys, we are back, and this is the 40th episode. So this is week 40. Ben, how many episodes have you been here for, do you think?
12?
12? That would make about sense. That would make sense, right?
I've been here about 3 months, right?
Yeah. So Ed did the first 28 then?
Yeah, I guess that would work out.
I talked to Pat O'Leary today. We're in the works. I got to message Ed. We're going to get the Ed and Pat special going.
Uh-oh.
Are you excited or are you nervous?
That smells like disaster.
You think so?
No, I don't know. I honestly, I haven't. Since I've been here doing the show with you, I keep hearing about the myth, the legend of Pat O'Leary.
Okay.
Pat, if you're watching, which you usually are, I just want to meet you.
Okay.
So come do the show again.
He's asked you a few questions through the internet, right?
He has.
Usually some strange things.
Yeah, and that's what I like.
That's why I know. That's why I think it would be good.
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I want to meet you, Pat.
So that should be interesting. We have that to look forward to hopefully in June. I think Ed says he's around for the most part, right? When he's not riding his bike.
Ed's always around.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, he was here yesterday all day. He's
right.
usually here on Tuesdays
He's here
most
on
of the day.
Because he does the show on Tuesday afternoons, right?
Yeah. Ed said he left Conor Commentary after we had cake.
After we had cake. So
I thought that might have been a typo and he meant Coke, but...
we have never had Coke on the show, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you have. I mean, if you have, more power to you.
There's a reason there's not a camera on me.
That's what it sounds like over there. So that was that was 6 months, so that was 26. So I think this would be your 13th or 14th episode. Because I think the next one he might have been.
It's so good that I feel like it's been less.
Really?
Apparently.
I appreciate that.
John O'Leary says P-A, I think he means Pat.
Yeah, Pa. That's Pat's nickname, Pa.
Pa?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Pa.
So he says Pa.
Yes.
Overrated.
That's his brother.
That's his brother?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. We got a civil war in the O'Leary house.
I was going to say we should have a rivalry where they have to have a joke off against each other and see who wins.
Which brotherly duo? Now let's go even further with this.
Okay, I'm ready.
O'Leary's.
Yep.
Versus, I don't even remember their last name. The twins.
Oh, the Magalettas. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, let's do that.
So should we get that and they have to roast each other?
Yeah, we'll do like a throwdown.
Pat's already drumming things up in his basement as we speak.
He's making weapons.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, God knows what will come out of that. I'll end up getting sued.
That's okay.
That's all right?
That's fine.
I had a lawyer on the show like 20 weeks ago. He can help us out.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I think we're in good hands.
Good to know Conor Commentary is a lawyer on retainer. So if anyone wants to sue the show, first of all, listen to the disclaimer at the end of the show.
That's right. So that basically excludes you from any potential things of anything stupid that I say, right?
Sure.
Is that basically what it sums up?
That's its purpose.
Yeah. It's like if this idiot says anything that's going to get us in trouble, we do not agree.
Yeah. We should update the disclaimer to say, any of the dumb shit you just heard on this show does not apply to Studio 21 or the United Podcast Network.
That's basically what it says in the politically correct version, right?
Yes, essentially.
That's what I figured. I always hear that at the end. It's like, let these people know anything I do, I'm responsible for.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
There's other people here that I need that for.
Yes, I know somebody. Have they ever gotten in trouble?
No,
Such said person?
He just got one of his videos taken down by YouTube.
Really?
Yes, sir.
They're getting aggressive, right?
Yeah.
With all that sort of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
What was it that did it? Do you know?
I don't know, but it was his biggest video.
Really?
Yeah.
So they finally got some traction, and then they were like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Wow, that's bad.
Like, I don't want this guy screaming in my face for 25 minutes. Get out of here.
Yeah, God. Okay. Well, hopefully they all is forgiven. We try and support everyone that's out of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe.
We sure do.
We do, right? Absolutely.
I think we can take cafe out of the title now.
Yes. It's actually kind of eerie up here, man, because there's no one here.
It is kind of a little creepy.
No one's been here for a while now, but it seems so quiet up here.
It is very quiet, which is why half my day, like when I don't have a client in here or I'm done producing or anything, I walk downstairs because there's actually people downstairs.
Right, because if not, you just sit here and in silence in this big space.
Yeah.
And were you here before when people would always be here?
Yeah.
Do you remember Gary? He came on the show before.
Yes.
He used to be like the barista. So he was always here. Dave was always here. There were always some people in the audience, and now it's just like eerily quiet.
Yeah, which is why I didn't for years, but some of the intros I took out the whole recorded in front of a live studio audience because we haven't had one for months.
Right. We probably haven't had a live studio audience since February.
Does Dave count?
If Dave counts, he's here like half the time. I'm sure he's here right now, but he's probably doing something.
Yeah,
he's
I know what he's doing.
He's in the back.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag in case any of his Cigar Authority viewers or listeners are watching your show.
Okay, so we won't open up anything.
We don't want to open up Pandora's box and get him mad at us.
He's doing business. But yeah, man, it's hopefully so everyone's welcome to come back now, right? The store's open downstairs. There's people here. It's up and running here in New Hampshire. Massachusetts is coming quick.
John, Vic, you guys can come in. You don't have to sit there and comment. You can comment live.
You can comment live. You really can. If you comment in live from this couch that I'm looking at, I will respond.
You can even throw vegetables at us.
You honestly could. That might be good for views.
It might.
I can put a clip on Twitter and say, watch me get things thrown at me.
Do you have a sword?
I don't. Should I get one?
Yes. If we're going to have people throwing like fruit at you, you could do a live fruit ninja.
Okay. That would be pretty interesting, right? That would have to get some attention.
I got a friend. He's got a samurai sword. I'll ask
Does he? Is that like one of the long ones that comes out of like the case?
Yeah.
That they used in like World War I? Actually, probably prior to that.
Prior to that. Some of them did still have samurai swords.
Yeah.
Like the higher ranking members of the Japanese army still did.
Yeah.
But it was more decorative.
So when did they stop fighting with swords then?
The
really?
1800s,
yeah.
Late 1800s when guns were too prominent.
The Civil War is when they started using the cannons, right?
No, they used cannons long before that. They've been using cannons since 1300s.
Really?
The walls of Constantinople were taking cannon fire for many years.
I've heard that name. What is Constantinople?
Constantinople?
Yeah, Constantinople.
Also known as Istanbul.
Istanbul. Okay, the country. Okay, yep.
Yes, it's the most important city in the country of Turkey.
Okay, that's what it is.
It's the crossroads of Europe and Asia.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
So back then, before those countries even were labeled countries, when it was just like whatever it was, they would have cannons.
Yes.
Okay. Back then, it was like, what are the things called? It was like the Aztecs.
Aztecs,
This is way before, though, right? That was in that general area, right?
No, the Aztecs were in Mexico.
Oh, I thought they were in like Greece.
No. Maybe you're thinking of the Amazons?
Probably, yeah.
The Amazons were generally from that region. They might be Scythians, which is more in the steppes of Central Asia. But no, the Aztecs were Mexico, dude.
Oh, really?
Aztecs, Mayas, Olmecs.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah, all in the Mexico to Central America.
I think if we've discovered anything in these 40 weeks of the show, it's that I'm
shit
terrible.
about geography.
I know shit about geography. I saw a thing the other day, and it was like on Twitter, if you could name the 50 states of America without cheating, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I can definitely do this.
Oh, God.
And I tried to do it on notes. I don't have anything to do. I'm unemployed. I got to 41, and I was stumped at 41. I missed 9 states.
So you had the map.
No, I didn't have the map. I didn't have the map.
It
was just like out of your mind. Can you name the 50 states? And I thought for sure I'd be able to do it. And I got stumped at like 41, like the 42nd one I couldn't come up with.
I'm going to guess you missed the Dakotas.
Nope. Those are right out the gate. Those are easy because there's 2 of them, north and south, like North Carolina.
Wyoming. You missed Wyoming.
I had Wyoming. I missed like the middle of the country, like Nebraska.
Okay.
That was one of them because I some of that stuff I'm like, is this a state or a city? Like Milwaukee.
That's a city.
That's a city in what state? Wisconsin. Yep. So I missed Wisconsin, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right.
So there were a couple of them.
We got to work on this, man.
I have a lot to work on in life, man.
I think during this downtime for you,
I should be doing something, right?
You should come here to the Studio 21 Podcast. Cafe.
You're a professor. You could teach me a lot of stuff.
I do teach.
Yep.
I can teach you geography.
Okay.
How about that? So
that's a start.
Mondays and Fridays.
Yep.
From let's go 9 to 1 because we're going to need that time, Connor.
That's true.
We're going to need that time.
Classes in
Buckle
session.
down and teach you. You'll need to know where Vietnam is.
Okay. Is that important?
Kind of. If you ever want to go vacation with Ed, it's important.
Is that where Ed's going? Vietnam?
I know he's been there.
Is that where he said? Because he's been all over the world, and he said like one of his favorite spots, like the nicest beach in the world, was at Vietnam.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And if I ever want to go to a really nice beach, I want to know where to go. I thought it was like Bora Bora.
Yeah.
Right? Where's
Probably.
what's Bora Bora a part of? Is that its own country?
I would say it's probably a part of Oceania.
Oh, I saw that the other day for the first time. I saw this like awesome island on like Twitter, and it was like it's an island that's owned by Oceania, and I'm like, what is Oceania? Dude, honestly, myself included, but I think a lot of people don't know how incredibly small America is. So America makes up less than 5% of the world's population. I looked that up. It's a fact. Yeah, it's like 4.6% or something.
Well, there's like, I don't know if it's quite that low. There's 7 billion people on the planet?
Yeah.
And there's 360 million in the country?
360 million here.
Yep.
So it's like we're not that big. It just sounds like because it's America that like we're a big, really big country.
Well, here's the other thing too. When you look at a map,
yep,
those maps are all so skewed.
Right.
Canada isn't that big.
Right.
Greenland's not that big. And then when you look at it and you're like, hey, Africa doesn't seem so big compared to, United States and Canada. No, it's much, much bigger in reality.
But when you look on that little globe in your social studies class, it
Yes.
looks like they're basically the same size continents.
Yes.
Because, when you think about it, though, think about how astronomically big America is to go from Maine to California, never mind Alaska and Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting into a full-on geography lesson here. But
just straight up.
And then when you think about it, if that astronomical amount of like space only takes up 95% of the world's land and 70% of the globe is water, like how fucking big is the globe?
It's huge.
Right?
It's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's just big.
I feel like we're like high right now talking about like all these different things.
We can be.
We're not. Maybe Ben is. That's fine.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, whatever you want to do.
Not during work hours.
That makes sense.
I will share some news with you.
Go right ahead.
I drank my first beer.
Really?
Not ever.
Okay.
I used to drink like a fish.
Yep.
Had my first beer today in 3 years.
In 3 years?
3 years.
Have you drank in the past 3 years?
No.
You haven't drank any?
No alcohol.
Any alcohol whatsoever? No. Are you opposed to it or?
No.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to it. I just make really bad decisions when I start to drink.
Gotcha.
And I'm not someone that's like, hey, I really love the taste of this beer. I'll have one.
Right.
No. If I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to have 7.
Yes, right.
And then we're going to keep going and see what happens.
And you have no idea where the night's going to take you.
No, and then I all of a sudden become the designated drunk driver. So I had to stop.
That happens, man. That happens.
It does.
That's like in what was the movie The Hangover? Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you were always the designated drunk driver."
Yeah,
classic.
That was always me.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Well, I guess it was a good decision to stop.
Yeah. Plus, I'm settled down. I don't need to go drink to chase women.
Yeah, except for when you're going to help Jatina and I, right?
I don't necessarily need to drink, though. I learned how to have fun. Like, it took me a little while to actually have fun at a bar without drinking.
Right.
Because at first, it was just the most boring thing in the world.
Do you hate being around drunk people when you're sober?
Yes.
Because I've been sober on drunk people. I'm like, that's so annoying. But if I was drunk, I wouldn't know how annoying they were.
You might still know that they're annoying, but... Yes, I absolutely hate being around drunk people when I'm sober.
Yes,
because they're just irrational.
Right?
Like you can't have you can't clue them into anything.
You can't have a conversation with someone who's 8 beers deep.
No.
Unless it's Sean Whitaker, then that's like 1 beer.
Who?
My buddy.
Oh, okay. He's a lightweight?
No, he's the opposite. I'm saying.
Oh, he can put him down.
Yes. All
right.
I'm saying once someone has 8 beers, you can't really talk to him, except for him.
Yeah, I wonder if I went home tonight and actually had a couple more. I only had 1.
Yep.
And if I went home and had a couple more.
Was it here? Or did you have one for breakfast?
I haven't been here all day.
You haven't? Okay, go on. I'm going to get everyone in trouble.
I wonder how much of a lightweight I've become.
Good point. You have to.
I used to be able to put him down. And I had probably 2, and then I'd start feeling like, ooh,
yep. Well, if you haven't drank in 3 years, it's probably digressed to the point when you first started drinking at this point, I would imagine.
Maybe.
Like when you were whatever age, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 9?
14 was probably the first time I drank.
14? Okay, I was 15, I remember.
Do you remember what was the first?
Yes, I was 15, and I was at a Methuen High football game, and somebody had a water bottle full of vodka, and I drank a sip out of it.
Ah, the good old Poland Springs with vodka.
The Poland Springs with vodka.
Yep.
Somebody probably took it from their parents and then replaced it with water.
Yeah, that's what we all did.
Yeah, the old scam.
Yeah, that your parents were like,
Yep.
What?
So that was the first time, and that was sophomore year in high school. So when you're sophomore, you're 15, right?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Because then I was like 17 when I graduated. I think I have a late birthday.
Oh, you're a youngin'.
I'm a youngin'.
You're one of
I graduated
those
high school at
people.
17.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know.
Look at you.
From the great Methuen High.
Great?
Definitely not great. Honestly, it's really funny because I have a lot of time on my hands, like I said. I was on like a real estate website looking at all different places, and do you know the thing where it like rates the schools?
Yeah.
And it'll give it 1 through 10?
Yes.
I saw yesterday for the first time Methuen High is a 3.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, wow, I thought it was gonna be like a 5. But yeah, it was a 3. I'm like, that's tough.
That's not good,
tough
Connor.
look. No.
That's not good for you.
But now look at me.
I understand your problems with geography now.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not dumb.
I didn't go to social studies class.
You just weren't taught.
They probably tried to teach me. I wasn't a very engaged student. I was probably playing tic-tac-toe, or I was at the bathroom for most of that stuff.
It's a lot of tic-tac-toe, Connor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeez.
I didn't do a lot of work.
There's only so many times X can mark the spot.
That's true. I should go back and look and see what my GPA was in high school.
I don't want to look at mine.
No.
No.
It was definitely below a 2, I would say.
Mine was not commensurate with my abilities.
Right. That's a great way to put it.
Not even close.
Did you try it all in high school?
No,
me neither.
Academically,
right?
no,
Academically,
no.
I was just there for fun.
I tried in football and I tried to scoop girls.
Yep.
I was successful in neither of those prospects in high school.
Neither was I. Speaking of Pat O'Leary, I wrote his coattails, which was awesome.
Hey, sometimes it helps to have a friend that just knows how to get it done.
Exactly. Sometimes it's helpful to have a friend who's good at football and gets a lot of girls, you know?
Yeah, that helps.
But then when you grow up, you're on your own.
You're on your own, but then by the time you reach a certain age, you should be comfortable enough with yourself, and you should be comfortable enough with rejection.
Okay.
Not because it's
a good pep talk.
a million times,
Yep.
but just be like, because you're like, my always philosophy, if I was at the bar or the club or whatever, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm never going to see this person literally ever again for the rest of my life.
That's extremely true.
Who gives a shit?
Right. Especially if you go somewhere in Boston.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if you're in the city, like half the people aren't from the city, and even if they are, there's so many fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However many people live in Boston, like 700,000?
700,000,
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Like almost 1 million people live there.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count like all of the outskirts of everyone who floods into it.
Yeah.
Because Boston doesn't count like Medford and Malden and Everett, right?
No, just Austin, Brighton.
Brighton, and maybe Charlestown?
No.
No, not even?
No.
Because
maybe West Roxbury.
Is Cambridge? Cambridge is its own city, right?
Yep, the People's Republic of Cambridge.
Right, that's what I'm thinking of, because I'm like, everyone says Boston, though. If someone lives in Cambridge, they probably tell you they live in Boston.
Yeah, it depends. A douchey person will be like, I live in Cambridge.
That's
and
true.
And you're like, shut up, asshole. Keep it moving.
They want you to know.
Yeah.
They want you to know that's where they live.
But like, I lived in Boston for 7 years.
Yep.
But I lived in Brighton.
Right.
So when anyone asks, I'd be like, I live in Brighton.
Yes.
If it was someone from outside Massachusetts, a friend from California or something, I'd just say Boston just to make it easier.
Right. I mean, if I know somebody who's from a long way away, I'll tell them I'm from Boston.
Yeah, I'll even say I grew up there. Just
right. I'm from Boston.
I'm not going to be like, I'm from Framingham. Well, Framingham's about 25 minutes outside of Boston.
Literally.
You take the Pike till you get to exit 13, then you got to go through Natick real quick, and then you're in Framingham. And it's, it's a big city, big town, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not worth it because no one really gives a shit.
No, and then it's just a long drawn out story of where you actually live in comparison to the city, basically.
Yeah, and the person you're talking to, their eyes have just glossed over, and they're like, is this fucking asshole still talking? I don't care where you grew up. I just don't.
Right. That's funny. All right, we're 19 minutes in. I got a couple things for us, Ben.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's get into it. The first one, I was thinking about starting a new segment called the Happy News.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Hold on.
It's not a lot of happy news, so I have to really dig to find these types of things, but...
You stealing this from John Krasinski?
Oh, he does do that. I'm a big fan of John Krasinski.
I think his show's
The
called
Office.
Good News?
Good News or something. This is just a segment, though. This is just one story that I find on the internet, and I found it today, and I'm like, that's hilarious.
We can rip him off.
Yeah, exactly.
What's he going to do?
I know, exactly.
What's he gonna do?
Worst case scenario, he yells at the show, and I get a ton of publicity out of it.
That'd be great.
That would be great. I would love for him to say I stole this and that he's very mad.
Yeah.
Just put it on your Twitter, John.
Yeah. Tweet it out, John.
Tweet it out.
Even if it's one of those tweets that's like, hey, check out these jerks stealing my stuff.
Look at these two idiots from New Hampshire.
They'll only look at one idiot. They'll hear two.
Actually, that's true. I mean, you get the courtesy of staying behind the curtain.
Yeah.
That was like Ed before. He always stayed behind. He stayed behind the other side of the fence.
Yeah, he's like the Wizard of Oz.
Have you shown your face yet?
No,
because
I don't think so.
It took Ed till the week, 26 or 27 before anyone saw he was. So he had spoken for more than half of a year before we saw Ed.
If Ed's here on a Wednesday evening,
yep.
Maybe I'll convince him to
that's
revisit his chair.
That's something we can work on in the future.
By the way, this is the Ed Sullivan Memorial Chair.
It should be named that.
I don't know. I don't know why it's memorial. He's not dead.
Right.
And then I'll pop up there with you.
Okay.
So I like see this lovely face.
I like it. I like the sounds of it.
There you go.
One of my guests that came on a wicked long time ago, he actually said that Ed looked like the announcer from the Celtics. I think the guy's name was like Gorman.
Yeah, Mike Gorman.
Yes. Was that who it was?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Similar hair. Ed's much bigger than Mike Gorman is.
And Ed's also
like
a lot
taller.
and he's a lot better looking and more young and vibrant.
He's probably not as rich as Mike Gorman is.
It's probably close.
It's probably close. I don't think he loves us when we talk about that.
I know. We'll keep his finances under wrap from now on. All right, we got to get the good news.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Good news.
It's pretty exciting.
Happy news.
Happy news is what it's
news.
called. 103-year-old Jenny Stejna survived coronavirus, and she celebrated by downing an ice-cold Bud Light.
She couldn't have picked a better beer? Like Coors Light or something?
I just thought it was a happy story that she downed a beer as soon as she beat the virus at the ripe age of 103.
That's awesome.
That was awesome.
103? I don't want to live that long.
I don't think I do either.
No, man.
It really depends. Because I remember talking about this on a past episode. I'd rather die at 70, because if you start losing your mind and you have to have your ass wiped by somebody else, does it really matter what age it is? I mean, you could be 70 and somebody could be 90, and the person who's 90 is still up and running, and the person who's 70 is like in an elderly home. It's kind of like the quality of life.
It all does come down to the quality of life. So, like I know people that are 60 years old look like they're maybe 50 years old, and they'll probably live till they're like 95.
Literally,
they
yeah.
might be
I'd be
sitting
fine
in this
with
room
that
right now, and I might be kissing his ass a little bit, but that's neither here nor there.
This guy's what's he saying? Dave, you look like you're 40, by the way.
Now you're lying to him.
What?
All right, so that's some happy news. I like that.
That was some happy news.
Where was that?
I did not see. It wasn't America, because it made something to say that she was like a Polish immigrant. So I'm not sure what state it was. I didn't see. I just wrote down her name and that what actually transpired.
Well,
it was like reported by her granddaughter or something.
That she's 103,
which is insane.
Did she shotgun the beer?
It showed a picture of her in like a hospital bed, like with it, like drinking.
Really?
So I hope she just downed it. Like just go for it.
Any more happy news?
Happy news. That was it for the happy news.
All right, that's a good edition, a first edition of happy news.
First edition of happy news. We'll see if we keep that going. I like that one. Thoughts on the MLB? I know you buddies with John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox.
Close personal friends.
You guys are buddy. Mm-hmm. What do you think's going to happen? Who should take the pay cut here? I think both of them.
Yes, they both should take the pay cut.
Right.
They absolutely both should take a pay cut. They should come up with something that's fair and reasonable. But however, the players, part of their gripe is the owner saying, "We'll open the book so you can see, so you know you're getting 50% or whatever."
Right.
The split would be. And I'm just like, players aren't that. Baseball players are pretty dumb, but they're not dumb enough to think. They know you could fudge the books any way you want.
Right. And then they're going to make it look like they're not making any money, because if they can't have actual live people in the stadium like Fenway Park, honestly, they should try and do this. Be like, okay, we'll do it for 3 years. So like 2 years from now, when they're charging $11 beers and $9 hot dogs, they get half of it now.
Yeah.
They get half of it then and like none of it now.
Well, their collective bargaining agreement is coming up at the end of this year, I believe, maybe the end of next year.
Is it? Because imagine they could get some sort of rake into that.
Yeah, there's going to be a long, drawn-out fight. I predict we might see a work stoppage, whether it's a strike or a lockout, one way or the other. Not necessarily
Are you saying now, or are you saying when the agreement comes up?
A year or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think they'll play this year?
I'm starting to get really leery about it.
I know.
For some reason.
Because they were saying July 4th, right? Like the 4th of July could potentially be the first game.
Yeah, they talked about getting people back onto, a field playing June 1st, like
which is
a spring training type of situation.
Which is what, like Sunday?
Yes.
So today's Wednesday. They got to get the people on the field in like a couple days.
Yeah.
At this point, that's highly, highly unlikely, right?
Yeah. I worry about Major League Baseball not being able to get on the field this year.
And you know what? The funny part is this is their opportunity to thrive. Like, imagine they came back first, the viewership that they would have.
Well, look, did you see the ratings for the match between Tiger and Tom?
I actually watched the whole thing, and I don't even watch golf.
I hate golf.
Right, I don't even like to watch it, and I watched the whole thing. Yeah,
and I watched the entire thing.
Right,
and the ratings were monstrous.
You want to know what's funny is that it was on True TV.
Well,
that's what it was on.
It was on the Turner Network.
Did they own
TBS,
multiple?
TNT,
Oh,
True TV?
Okay, because I saw it on there, and I was like, how the heck are they the ones who were able to get this?
No, they played it across their entire network.
Yep.
Not their entire network, but the same channels you would get to watch like March Madness games on. The early round or something like that. Same thing. Same situation.
So how serious were the views? Because they can say a number, and I usually don't. Like, whatever, it was 10 million people. I'm like, that sounds like a ton. But like in
I think they did a 6 share. To compare that, the Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, all 10 parts combined did a 5.8. So it outdrew The Last Dance
on
slightly.
10 different weeks.
Yeah, but you're taking the average number and just
right. So it's difficult to see. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's still insane, though.
Yeah, it was huge ratings. UFC's done well during this time.
Right, UFC's taken off.
German soccer league, the Bundesliga, is getting eyeballs in the States
You've been watching it, right?
I've watched a little bit. I'm usually working at that time. I'm usually on the radio.
Right, that's
same
true.
time, and I don't have a TV in the room, so I can't sit there and watch it.
Oh, you can't watch the TV while you're on the show?
We don't have a TV in that room now.
Wow.
They're
that's a gripe.
Bastards.
I was going to say, the next negotiations, you should demand a television set in there.
I'm going to go for a raise first.
Okay, raise and then a TV, raise. It's all similar, right?
So we got an update.
All right, I'm ready. Who's the update from?
Pat O'Leary.
Okay, let's hear it.
Ed.
And Ed, wow.
Pat said, "I'll be there, Ben, with my man Ed." And then Ed said, "How much is he paying us?"
Oh, God, now we're going to go to the negotiating table. What are they holding out for here?
I don't know. I mean, Ed can be bought.
Okay.
Ed can be bought for a cigar.
I was going to say, Ed can be bought for cigars. I can pay O'Leary off in beer.
There we go.
We
solved it.
So it's going to be a big to-do.
Yeah, we'll bring all the beer. We'll bring all the cigars here.
Whatever we have to do, right?
We're not going to do that.
Okay. The cigars can go on.
Cigars all day.
All day, right?
I just don't want a bunch of drunks in my studio right now.
Yeah, that'll wait till after. The restaurants are opening up in this area.
Yeah.
The restaurant's open across the street. Anyone who wants to go to T-Bones, they are serving people. Head on over, right? Have you gone out yet?
To a restaurant?
Yeah.
During this time? No, I haven't.
That's because we both live in Massachusetts.
Yeah. I've done a lot of takeout.
Yep.
I've helped support some of the local restaurants surrounding me. Right. So I've done that.
Yep. Everyone do that, by the way.
Yeah, but I haven't gone out to like sit outside. Right. I hate sitting outside to eat.
Do you?
Unless it's at my house. Yeah. It's just weird. Yeah. I just don't like it.
I guess, right? It depends on where you are.
I guess.
So there's some places that are nice. It's like on the beach. You're out on the water.
True.
And you have that nice sea breeze when it's really hot like today.
Yeah, it was gross today.
Dude, it's bad. I absolutely despise the heat. I don't know about you. Anything 90 or above is just gross to me. I'd rather stay inside in the air conditioning. Like, what else is there to do?
You're an inside cat.
Yeah, I am an inside cat. I agree. Like 75 and sunny is perfect. That's what we like, right?
Yes.
Nice 75, sunny, nice breeze.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm all for.
You should probably move to San Diego.
Then maybe I will.
Yeah. Do you know where San Diego is?
It's in California.
Oh, yes.
Is it close to LA?
I mean, it's probably the closest major city to LA in California.
Okay. LA is 70 and sunny every day, right?
Yeah.
But it gets a little colder in the winter.
San Diego, I think, is probably 90 miles south of LA.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Yeah. Closer to Mexico.
Right.
You can pop over to Tijuana. Go see a donkey show.
Tijuana, you can do anything you want, pretty much.
Anything.
In the books that I've read, it's extremely easy to do anything and everything, especially things that may be illicit in the United States, in Tijuana.
I think that's what it's for.
Okay.
That's why Tijuana exists.
I think that's where a lot of illicit things may make an entrance from one country to the next. But I could be speculating.
No, you're pretty accurate.
Yeah.
You're pretty accurate about that.
I read a book. And
you did?
I did. I read a book, this was a while ago, and the guy was bringing drugs in. I think I've read that one as well.
Oh.
This was actually a different one. And the guy was bringing drugs into the country, and Tijuana was one of the main places he would go.
Yeah, so what they do with the drugs a lot, sometimes they tunnel underneath.
Yep.
But mostly the drugs are actually coming in through those ports that like they're sailing around
like
San Diego to come in Port of LA or go into the San Diego ports. That's mostly what they're doing. They're boating it in now.
Right. Have you seen that crazy video online where the guy actually jumps on the submarine? It's like the Coast Guard, and they're chasing a submarine that's actually bringing drugs in, and the guy jumps off the boat onto the submarine.
Yeah, it was Mission Impossible 5, right? Or was that Fast and Furious 9?
Probably, yes.
Yeah. There's a submarine in that, I think.
This was like a real thing, though. It was nuts. I was like, oh, my God, that's how they bring it in.
No, people are crazy, man. They want their drugs.
People are crazy. All right, one more question for you, Ben. We talked about this a little bit before because I know you've been in the restaurant industry, the radio industry.
Once upon a time.
For how long now?
13 years.
13 years. So you're pretty well versed in this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously the massive podcast, Call Her Daddy from Barstool. One of the girls took the thing, the other one left.
Yes.
Do you think that
let's just clarify, the thing. I believe
took the deal, which was I think it was
offered $500,000
guaranteed plus.
For the show. Then they have a split on merchandise and a split on advertising.
Right.
And as far as I know the story, and I haven't talked to anyone at Barstool in a little while, as far as I know the story, one of them kind of dragged their feet, probably wanted more, probably thought she was worth a lot more than that.
Right.
And basically got the boot from the show.
Right.
And I think deservedly so.
Yes.
If someone's going to pay you $500,000.
Right. Plus. Because he was saying it was going to be like $1 million with all the other stuff that they throw in.
Opportunity to make far more money on top of that by bringing your brand over to a bigger, stronger brand in Barstool. You're crazy not to do it.
Right.
Crazy.
So you think she completely just fumbled the situation?
Yeah. She overvalued herself.
Right. Now, how difficult do you think it will be for her to get another radio show or another opportunity? And even if she does, do you think it'll be at a substantial discount as to what they offered?
She'll make nothing close to that.
Right.
She'll have opportunities. I mean, she'll probably start her own thing and then hope someone picks it up.
Yep.
But that's a long road. That's a tough road.
It is a long road. I'm 40 weeks in here.
Yeah, but you're at least already on a network.
Right, I know.
You have some advantages over that. But yeah, she's in for a rude awakening.
Right.
A very rude awakening because I think she thought that was a $10 million pod. She probably looked at the fact that Joe Rogan got $100 million from Spotify and was like, oh, I'm worth 10.
Yes, yeah.
Bitch, no, you're not. No, you're not. We don't even know who you are.
Right. Like, I personally don't. I just saw this.
I don't know their names.
I don't know their names until now. Not that to say anything negative, but I just wasn't familiar with it really outside of the fact that they worked for Barstool. And then I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, they walked away from that deal? I'm like, is it really going to be that much better from like something else that they can get? And that's why I was just asking you from someone who actually knows from like a personal standpoint. Because in my mind, I'm like, how much insane amount of money can you make? They were like 500,000 guaranteed plus all the other stuff. So did she think she was going to make 2, 3, 4, 5 million?
I don't know. She made a colossal mistake.
Right.
She made a colossal mistake and overvaluing herself and overvaluing what she thinks her brand is.
Right.
And it's like, we don't know who you are.
Right.
We've heard of the show Call Her Daddy.
Yep.
But we don't know. You haven't branded yourself yet.
Right.
So you don't have much value. If United Podcast Network, if we were looking at that, that's what I would tell her.
Right.
You don't have that same value out there as you did before because you were part of a brand that exploded.
Exactly, yeah.
But we never learned who you are.
Right. So take that platform away and you're just...
She doesn't have to start from scratch.
Yep.
That's the advantage she has. There's probably a certain segment of that audience that really liked her.
Yep, right.
There's probably a certain segment of that audience that didn't like her.
Right. They'll just move right on with the new show, whoever the replacement might be.
Exactly. Maybe some of those people will check out the new show a couple times, then they'll realize it's not quite the same.
Right.
Because it doesn't have the other co-hosts that they like.
Yep.
And the numbers, you'll see a spike, and then you'll see a slow decline towards death.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happens. I've seen it happen.
I was just going to say, you sound like a man who's speaking from experience.
I've produced many, many, many hours of podcasts in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Podcast and radio, right?
Oh, God. I couldn't even tell you how many hours of radio I produced.
Right. At this point, podcast, radio, it's almost the same thing.
You got to figure minimum 20 hours a week.
Right.
Minimum.
Right.
There was times when I was doing 40 hours a week to 50 hours a week of radio. And
over more than a decade.
Over almost 15 years. So I can't even do the math that fast in my head.
Right. And this is your favorite show. That's crazy.
Conor Commentary?
Yeah.
Of all of them.
Of all of them.
All of them.
That is insane. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're the nicest person I get to deal with.
Is that true? Yeah.
I would say of all of the hosts, you're in the top 3 of like the nicest, easiest people to deal with.
Wow, I appreciate that.
I'm not saying anyone's bad to deal with or difficult or anything like that.
Yep.
There's just a couple of people that are really easy.
Ed's going to comment and be like, he's not even in the top 20.
Well, fuck it. All right. Screw him. I don't care.
Only kidding.
No, but you and there's 2 others that I think are really easy to deal with, easy to work with, come in prepared and got stuff ready to go and, are excited to do the show and don't look at it as work.
I'm glad that I make it easy for you when I come in with these good news things and brighten your day with the 103-year-old lady chugging beers.
Is she still alive?
She's still alive.
Okay.
She's still going. She's just getting started.
Then all is well in the world.
All is well. All right, Ben, before we wrap it up, you have anything to add? Just pure elation for the weeks to come?
No, I think, you added a segment to the show, Happy News.
Happy News?
Maybe we can add another thing. Instead of, we talked about me schooling you Monday and Friday from 9 to 1 on geography. How about we just do the geography question of the week?
I'm down with that too.
And if you get them, I'll bring prizes.
Okay. I'm on board with this.
You'll get a prize on the show.
Wow. I'm going to write this down right next to my happy news announcement. We're going to have the geography question of the week.
And we'll have people that can participate in playing, and I'll give them prizes too.
Wow. Now we're really talking. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. And also, I'd just like to announce I will be on DPN, Dear Pats Nation commentary every Thursday at 9 p.m. going forward with last week's guest, Ray Roth. Ben's excited. Get excited. Tell your friends. Tune in. We'll be on there tomorrow at 9 and every Thursday at 9 to come.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.